Year two of the Hugh Freeze era is rapidly approaching, and these are three reasons why I believe Auburn football could be better in the 2024 season. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Check us out via podcast wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. The following is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Guys, go download the Prize Picks app or go to prizepicks.com, and when you do, use promo code SECU for a first deposit match of up to $100. Guys, again, that's prizepicks.com or the Prize Picks app, promo code SECU to get your first deposit match today. Year two of the Hugh Freeze era on the plains awaits this fall. There are three reasons why I believe the Auburn Tigers will take a step forward and why they could be better in the 2024 college football season. And after a year in which there were some highs, there were some lows, and there were some in-betweens, right? A season filled with good, bad, and ugly in year one of Hugh Freeze, which is typical of a new head coach, by the way. There's certainly a lot to improve on. I mean, again, guys, you look back at 2023. We saw signs of promise, right? Although they were in losses, you look at the games against Georgia, against Alabama, Auburn went toe-to-toe with the best in college football and nearly, and you could argue should have in the case of the Bama game, won those ball games. Then there was the New Mexico State game. Then there was the bowl game against Maryland. So, an important year down on the plains for Hugh Freeze, a year in which this program needs to show progression, needs to show improvement. And I think there are three reasons I have that I believe they can, and I believe they will. Starting off, guys, with number one. You can't be much worse than Peyton Thorne was a season ago, right? Like, I don't think it's, at times, guys, when we talk quarterbacks, and a lot of folks will go for the low-hanging fruit over the course of the offseason, talking about quarterback controversies or nitpicking a certain quarterback. This is wrong. That is wrong. Why does he do this? Why does he make these decisions? I haven't met anyone who listens or talks about or partakes in the Peyton Thorne criticisms. I haven't met anyone who stops and says, oh, it's unfair. Peyton Thorne is overly criticized. He's overly nitpicked. He's overly analyzed the way that he is. I have not met that person. And if they are out there, excuse me for not running into them, I feel like after what you saw last year, Auburn being dead last in passing yards per game, Peyton Thorne being dead last in that category, I'd have to imagine he was at the bottom of all of college football of qualifying quarterbacks. He simply put, guys, just was not very good. And anytime Auburn played a defense with a pulse, you knew what you were getting out of Peyton Thorne, which was not very much. Now, listen, he made some plays against Georgia. He made some plays against Bama. But you look at both those games, I think Auburn relied more so on their defense and their running game than they did anything specifically that Peyton Thorne did. And it was an interesting decision. It was a highly criticized decision. Hey, by yours truly, to keep Peyton Thorne at that QB1 spot and Hugh Freeze and company not go out in the portal and get a guy. But guys, one of the biggest reasons I think Auburn could be better, you look at Hugh Freeze's track record. You look at some of the guys he's turning to stars. I mean, Bo Wallace. Guys, let's stop it right there. He turned Bo Wallace into one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. This dude, every stop he's been, whether it's been Ole Miss, it's been Liberty, like he's a quarterback whisperer. That's what Hugh Freeze is known for. And I think one of the reasons that Auburn football could be and will be better this season, Peyton Thorne makes significant improvement. And guys, here's the good news. Only way to go is up. After the season he had last year, feels like only way to go is up. And I think we could see, guys, Peyton Thorne under the tutelage of Hugh Freeze. Again, this is a guy that did not get a spring last year, guys. Did not get a spring. So now he's had a full year and a spring to grasp the system, to work on his craft, to improve. Because you look at him at Michigan State, Peyton Thorne was solid. No reason he can't get back to that. And if there's anybody that can make Peyton Thorne just be average to slightly above, it's Hugh Freeze. Peyton Thorne making significant improvements certainly would lead to an improved Auburn football in 2024. Guys, my second reason why I think Auburn will be better this season, you look on the defensive side. And yes, Auburn lost a lot in the secondary, but you look at what's coming back. I like the core nucleus a lot. I like the front seven a lot. If they can answer some questions in the back end, and they've got some talented youngsters, right? But you lose some big guys, Nehemiah Pritchett, along with a host of others, guys. That was a top-notch secondary, couple NFL draft type guys, if you will. But DJ Durkin enters as defensive coordinator. I know people will balk and scoff and talk about his off-field stuff, and I'm not defending that. But what I am defending is who DJ Durkin is between the white lines. And that's one of the best defensive minds in college football. Guys, my second reason Auburn will be better this season, DJ Durkin will spark improvement on the defensive side. And you think about that, guys, as good as Auburn was last year, they weren't great necessarily, but they were very solid and kept Auburn in a lot of football games. That defense was the reason Auburn reached the bowl game in year one of Hugh Freeze. You look at the run game, though, the run defense, they ranked around 78th, 80th, something like that. I think they'll be much improved there. And I think, guys, if they can get those youngsters up to speed, which I think DJ Durkin can do it in the back end of the defense, I think Auburn should be even better on the defensive side. Again, love that core nucleus they have in the front seven. And again, DJ Durkin, one of the best in the business. I thought this was a grand slam hire by Hugh Freeze. And I think DJ Durkin on that side leading the way could and most likely will lead to improvement, not just for the defense, but Auburn football as a whole this season. And guys, my third and final reason why Auburn football will be better this season, guys, some of you are probably wondering, is he going to talk about you-know-who? And you-know-who is Cam Coleman. Cam Coleman leading an electric wide receiver corps. But really, guys, it starts with Cam Coleman. And I think a big reason why Auburn football will be better, you look at what they've done at the skill positions, guys, the way they flip some of those rooms. Now, a lot of that talent's young. Don't get me wrong. A lot of that talent's young. But, guys, I watched Cam Coleman in the spring game. You watched Cam Coleman in the spring game. And we talked to our Auburn folks. I talked to different Auburn guys. I mean, they're talking about this kid. He's going to be the best wide receiver in Auburn history, and the man has not even taken a snap in a real game yet. But you look at the recruiting profile, number one. Then you look at the spring game. You look at the size. You look at the speed. You look at the agility. You look at the big play-making ability. You look at the hands. This man stands out as, I could see it. I could very well see Cam Coleman being the best to ever do it at the wide receiver position in an Auburn uniform. And oh, by the way, he's got help. Robert Lewis, the transfer coming in from Georgia State. You also have Jay Fairback. Perry Thompson is going to be another electric freshman. So it's a lot of new faces. But to say Auburn's improved at the wide receiver position from a year ago, guys, it's night and day. And it's night and day what they have at the skill positions compared to last year. And we talk about Peyton Thorne so much. That should help Peyton Thorne immensely, right? So having a guy like Cam Coleman on the outside, I think this is a kid that realistically could take the SEC by storm. And I think Cam Coleman could be a big, big reason that Auburn football is significantly improved in the 2024 college football season. So guys, my three reasons why I believe Auburn football will be better this fall. Number one, Peyton Thorne makes significant improvement. Number two, DJ Durkin sparks improvement on defense. And number three, Cam Coleman leads an electric wide receiver corps. Guys, it's going to do all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications of when we go live and when we drop new video content, which is each and every single day. Also, guys, check out the podcast, which drops daily, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. We're also across all social media platforms as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, guys, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the other side.